Hey guys, welcome back to Intentionally Single with me, Lauren Jean. This is a podcast about singlehood as an authentic identity, not a problem to solve. Before I begin, I want to introduce something new. From time to time, I'll be sharing shorter, standalone episodes called IMHO, which is in my humble opinion. These won't follow a framework, they won't offer advice, they won't teach you anything. They're just simply reflections, thoughts that feel complete enough to be spoken out loud. And a lot of the times, they're spoken out loud in my head before I even speak them out to you. And I'm going to share them whenever they hit me to do so, like this one right now. Not on a schedule, not as a series, just when something feels true and worth talking about. So this is the first one. In my humble opinion, real love is not easy. It is not easy, not even a little. And I don't mean dramatic. I don't mean chaotic. I don't mean unhealthy. I mean like real. Because real love doesn't reveal itself when everything is going well. It reveals itself when things start to freaking fall apart. When problems arise on your side, on their side, or on both. You begin to see who the person really is. Not their good looks, not their intelligence, not their kindness on good days. You see what's underneath all of that. You see how they respond to pressure and to fear, to uncertainty and pain. Sometimes you see them at rock freaking bottom. And that's confronting because it strips away fantasy. It removes the safety of idealization. I can never pronounce that word. Idealization. It asks you to look at a real human being in a real moment of struggle. And somewhere inside of that, something surprising happens. You realize that what you're going through is worth it. Not because it's easy, not because it makes sense, but because it matters. And that's hard to explain. Most of the time, you can't explain it at all. You don't walk away with clear conclusions. You walk away with feelings attached to moments, with emotional imprints that don't translate cleanly into stories. And the strange thing is that no one else will fully understand what you're experiencing, not your friends or your family. Sometimes not even the person you love. Because real love lives internally, in your nervous system, in the quiet negotiations that you make with yourself. When you love someone deeply, you start uncovering who you truly are. Not who you thought you were, not who you wanted to be, but who you actually are. And that process, guys, is freaking uncomfortable. You come to face with parts of yourself you hadn't fully met before. Anger, fear, tenderness, vulnerability. The places where you retreat, the place where you stay. At the same time, you're seeing the other person clearly too. Not idealized, not projected onto, but human, flawed, trying. And one of the hardest realizations is you can say almost anything to this person. Not because it's easy, but because you're willing to be that vulnerable. You're willing to tell the truth even when it hurts. Not in a push it under the rug kind of way, not in a pretend it's fine kind of way, but in a way that risks rupture, in a way that risks misunderstanding. You realize you're willing to hurt for them, not as sacrifice or self-abandonment, but because staying hidden would hurt more. And if it's real, you eventually realize they're doing the same for you. They're facing things they don't want to face. They're staying present when it would be easier just to shut down. They're feeling the weight of it too, just like you are. That's when you understand something important. Real love isn't smooth. It's a roller coaster of all sorts of emotions. Care, fear, joy, anger, tenderness, exhaustion. Fill in the blank with whatever else you're thinking. There's moments when the depth of feeling is almost too much. Moments when you need space, not because something's wrong, but because you're feeling everything all at the same time. Real love requires room to breathe, time alone to process, to integrate, to remember yourself. Because the deeper the love, the more self-responsibility it demands. You can't disappear into it. You can't bypass your inner work. You can't expect it to be easy just because it's meaningful. Real love asks you to stay conscious, to stay honest, to stay present when it'd be easier to protect yourself or to perform. And in my humble opinion, that's why so many people confuse intensity with love or ease with compatibility. Because real love doesn't promise comfort, it promises truth. And truth, when you're actually living it, that's not easy either, but it's real. And for me, that's the difference that matters. This is Intentionally Single. I'm Lauren Jean. Thank you for listening to In My Humble Opinion. I hope to share more of these as they come to me, and you will hear the real truth of what's in my heart.